Alright, so in this video we are going to create a product edit screen where we can officially edit any product. Okay, so along with the image. So the image thing we are going to deal in the next video because that requires a different processing library. Okay, so we will create a separate video for that. So for now, let's go to our product list screen and create a link for that edit button that we created, right? It's somewhere here. Yeah, so let's give a on click handler and pass in the particular ID of the product. Along with that, which product do we want to edit, like that. So on click, so we are going to call a function that is edit product handler. All right, so we can now create that function, const edit product handler, and this will receive an ID. Okay, so which I will afterwards be sending. So which particular product do we want to edit? So we are going to create a separate screen also for that, so it should actually navigate us to that particular screen, okay, along with the ID. So now let's navigate the user to the particular route. So for that I'm going to initialize navigate. That is coming from use navigate. Why is no suggestions for some reason? What's wrong? Const navigate equals use navigate. Yes, sometimes my laptop is slow, so let's import this use navigate. So now let's navigate the user to. Um, so this route is going to be dynamic. So I'll write inside a template string that is to slash um, slash admin slash product slash then the particular ID that we are getting from the params. Okay, so $sign ID, and then we are going to add in the action, that is edit, right? So that's done, and let's now pass in the particular ID. Okay, right, here within this on click handler. So we need to write this inside our function if we are actually calling it like this, and we need to pass in the product dot underscore id. Okay, so like that, and that's done. Now we can go ahead and create a particular file in order to edit the particular product. Okay, so we are going to actually create a form with a lot of fields. Okay, so we will be handling that all that state as well. Okay, so within the admin screen, let's create a screen for let's call it product edit screen. Okay, so let's sketch our component, and let's call this product edit screen for the moment, and let's create a route for it in our main.js, which is an admin protected route. So just duplicating this and calling this product edit screen. Let's auto import, and let's call this admin slash products, sorry, not products, it's just a singular product slash the id. Okay, so this is going to be dynamic, so I'm typing colon id slash edit. So that's what we mentioned, right? So we can grab this id using the use params hook within our product edit screen. So let's go and check what do we have on our ui. So now if we go to our products list, okay, and click on edit to any one of the products. So if I click on this, it should take me to the particular product with the ID slash edit. Okay, so that's what we see, the product edit screen. So that's what we have for now. So now let's go ahead and print out our JSX where we'll be displaying all the form elements to update the particular products, okay, within our database. So let's create a screen for that. So I'm going to replace this with our actual JSX, okay, which you can also find within this JSX folder, which I'll be pasting it later. Okay, so we have nothing but a few form fields, okay, and we just need to deal this in a very different way, because we have a lot of form fields, and we cannot create a state for each and every form field. Okay, so we can do. I'll just show you what we can actually do to solve this. So basically we have the various fields that we mentioned for our products in our database. That is the name of a product, the price, the image. Okay, so this image we need to handle in a very different way, because we need to have an image processing library as well. So we can leave this blank as it is. So later we'll be dealing with that. And then we have the brand, category, all the fields that you see within our database. Okay, the description, the and a button to update the product. Okay, so nothing much fancy. Okay, so it's just a form. So at the moment we can go and create our state to handle all of these form fields. So I'm going to create a state. So I'm going to call this product product data. Okay, and set product data. And this is going to be use state, where we are not going to pass in any empty string initial value, but we are going to pass this in the form of an object, where we specify the different properties, okay, within the object that the product data has to contain. So the first thing is the name, where we are going to set this to an empty string. Then we have the price price which is going to be initially 0. So all these are initial values. Okay, so image at the moment is going to be null. Then we have the brand, which is going to be an empty string as well. Then we have the category, which also is going to be an empty string. Okay, so I messed this up. Okay, and then we have the count in stock, which is going to be 0. And then we have the description finally. Okay, description, which is going to be an empty string. Okay, so everything looks good. So now we can finally destructure all of these values that we have within our initial state. So const, and I'm just going to paste all of these values. Okay, so that is coming from our product data. All right, so that's done. And let's now create a handler for this, so that we can handle these inputs okay, in a controlled way. So we can give a value of the name that we destructured, so this name. And we also want to give an on change handler, right? So on change, and this will particularly call a function. So we can call this handle input change. Of course you can call it whatever you want. Okay, so this is a function which will take the particular name of the field and also the value that is assigned to it, and then it will go ahead and update this local state that we have. Okay, so let's create that function. So const handle input change, and set this to a function which is going to take in the event parameter. So whatever the event that took place, and we are right now going to destructure a few things from the event that took place. Okay, so we are going to destructure the name and then the value. Okay, so this name is nothing but the actual name that we assign to this input value. Okay, so this name should actually match with the this product data dot name. Okay, so whatever the key that we are specifying here, so that's what we need to destructure. And not this actual name. So this name is actually the field name, the input, this name. Okay, so don't get confused with this. So that is coming from e dot target. Okay, so basically we used to write e dot target dot value, right? It also has a property called name. So based on that, we are going to set the product data, set product data, which is a function which we can spread across all the product data that we have. So this is in the of the type object, right? So we can use the spread operator. So product data, and then we are going to add in the key and value dynamically. Okay, so So the key is going to be the name. Okay, so remember this has to match with the input name. Okay, so then we are going to pass in the value. So this is how you do it when you have a large amount of state that you need to manage. Okay, so this should be colon, since we are writing inside an object. So that's done. Okay, so we can right now just console log and have what do we actually have within our product data. Okay, so if everything is working fine, so we can just test it out once we handle all of these inputs. Okay, so I can just copy this and then paste it in our other input fields as well. So I can just rename this to um, this time it is price. Okay, so the name should match this name which you are specifying here, and on changes the same. Okay, and then the image which we will be handling later. Then we have the brand, so brand, and then the category, and next is the count in stock, and finally the description. All right, so now let's have a look what do we actually have. So we just need to create a on click handler and call that submit function. Okay, handle submit, what's wrong? Okay, so we can just create that function and call it. Okay, so also let's give the same for the form as well. So on submit, call the handle submit. Okay, so now let's go ahead and have a look at these values. So let's instead of console logging here, we can log it here once we submit the form. Okay, so this is the UI for the edit product. Okay, I know it's not the best, it looks super awful, and I know just to have something I have just sketched out something like that. So we have the different fields as mentioned. So let's now open our console and just have a look at whatever we type over here. Okay, so let's give this actually I have this already built in within my browser, so I can just use that and just type in some description, something like that. Okay, so let's have a look at our console once we hit submit. What's this error? Oh, never mind. If we click on update product, okay, I forgot to prevent the default behavior of submitting a form. That is, we just need to e dot prevent default. Okay, so let's try it out once again. Yeah, there we go. So we have all of the different fields that we have typed in here. So the you get the point, right? So everything is done, so it's working. So now let's go ahead and create API slice, and also let's upload this to our backend and make a request to it. Okay, so to update this particular product. So now let's go to a backend. So within the product controller, let's create a function to edit the particular product. Okay, so I'm going right below this and going to call it update product, and set this to a function which takes in the async function within the async handler, like that. Okay, so now let's grab whatever we have within our body data. So I'm going to destructure all the values to update the particular product. So that is the name, price, description, whatever we have. Okay, so I'm just going to paste that. Okay, so that is coming from reg.body. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get the particular product that we want to update by these values. So let's get the product that is coming from product.find. So we are going to find by id. Okay, so that is coming from the request dot params dot id. Okay, so the id field that will be specifying within our parameters. So let's check if the product even exists. Okay, so if there's a product, only then we are going to update the particular product fields. Okay, so let's go ahead and paste this one by one. So product dot name within our database, so this pertains to that, and we are going to update this by this particular name that we are getting from the request body. So name, and then the price. Okay, I'm just going to duplicate this few times, and it's going to call this price, and then the description, then the image. Okay, so at the moment it's null, so we are going to update that to null as well. And then we have the brand, then we have the category, and finally the content stock. Okay, so category and content stock. Okay, so that's done. Now let's go ahead and save this to our database. So let's call this updated product, and set this to await product dot save. All right, so that will save the instance of our product in our database. So uh, next is we are going to send this particular updated product to as a response. Okay, so rest dot json, and send in the updated product. Okay, so that's done. Seems like there's a problem here. So actually this is not a object, so this is just a block of code. Okay, so we don't need to specify commas, otherwise it will interpret as an object. So like that. So now let's handle the else part. If there is no product, let's throw in the status code of 404 not found, throw new error, product not found. Okay, so that's done. Let's export this update product. Now let's create a route for that. So going with inside my product routes, and this too is going to be an admin action. So I can just append this to a put request. Okay, so this is going to be a put request where we are going to update the entire fields of that particular product in our database. So I can just make this protected, which means the user must be logged in, protect, and then the user must be an admin in order to perform this action. And then we are going to call the update function if everything goes well. So update product. Okay, so that's done. Now let's go ahead and create a slice within our front end to make a request to this particular route. So going to my slices within the audience products API slice, and let's you know what, you can just duplicate one of these, and we can edit the update the product. So we can duplicate this and call this update product. Okay, so this will be receiving the particular id of the product that will be sending from our front end. So this method is going to be a put. Okay, and the body which we are going to pass is the particular the product data that we have to update. So it's not id, it's the product. You can just call it product. Okay, so like that. So let's export this, use update product mutation. So now let's go to a product edit screen and import that. Okay, so I know this is pretty repetitive, right? So if you want, you can just go and try this out. So I hope you're getting to know now the actual workflow between the front end and back end while dealing with requests and managing state and everything as well, right? So I hope you're confident now with that after watching so many videos. All right. So anyways, so let's go ahead and destructure few things. So that is going to be update product function itself, and then the is loading state, and also if there is any, okay, we can just call this update uh, loading update, and then if there is any error, we can also get that. Not like this. Okay, so that is coming from use update product mutation. So that's done, and yeah, all good. So now let's call the update product function. So we can just get rid of this and open our try catch, and let's await the update product function. So actually, I guess we don't need to even receive the response. So if we get the message of like the product is updated, that's enough. So we can just pass in the particular product data that we have. Okay, so we have the product data. So we need to make this async. So we need to pass in all these values. Okay, so that's done, and let's now finally unwrap this. Okay, and since we are changing some values, right, so we also need to refetch the fresh data. So I also explained you why we need the refetch function in the first place. So refetch, let's get that, and we can call that right after we create the product. Okay, so refetch, and now let's give a toast message saying toast dot success, saying product updated. Okay, so let's import toast. We need to do it manually. Okay, so that's already there. Okay, so that's done, and now let's finally navigate the user back to the slash product slash admin slash products. Okay, so not like this, we need to use a use navigate hook. Okay, so that's done. Now if there's any error, we can just catch that. So let's go to our previously done errors. So we can just paste that here, just because I'm too lazy to type all out. Okay, so that's done. Now we can probably test this out if everything is working, and also we need to handle the loading part, and let's do that later. So let's actually have a look if our product is actually being updated or not. So we are getting an error here saying I probably misspelled this. So it is update product, not updated product. While talking and typing, I make such errors, such silly errors. So did I call this updated product as well? No, I didn't even call this the right name. So that's done. Hopefully, let's also check our product routes if we actually imported the right one. So updated product, yeah, update product, not updated. Okay, so now let's test it if everything's working. Yeah, there we go. We have all of our products. So now let's try to change this sample name to, let's give it some more descriptive names and edit this product. So we can just call this test product and give it some particular value and give some sample brand, category, count in stock. So everything looks good. So we can just add in this is a description. All right, so let's now click on update product. I hope there is no much error since we typed in a lot of code. So let's click on update product. It says not found API slash products. Now I remember where I made the mistake. Okay, so within our slices, okay, we have the products API slice. This is what happens when you copy paste. Sometimes you forget to change few things, right? So this has to be within a template literal, the products URL, and we just need to pass in the particular ID. Okay, so slash the ID also. Okay, so also along with the product we also need to receive the ID. Okay, so I just forgot about that. So let's go back here and also let's pass in the product ID. Okay, so where are we calling that? Yeah, so let's call this product ID. Okay, so do we have this in the first place? No. So we need to grab this using the use params hook. So I'm just going to destructure the ID and call this product ID. So that is coming from use params, and let's auto import that, and finally we need to call it, and so we are passing the product ID, okay, along with our product. So let's get that within our slices. So where's our slices? So this is going to be the product dot id. Okay, product dot I guess it's product ID, so that's what we mentioned. So like that. Okay, so let's check now if everything is working. So if I just if I click on update product, again it still says API slash products is not found. Maybe I didn't refresh, that's the reason. So let's try it out now. Hmm, says that path image is required. Oh yeah, so I actually within our MongoDB, while creating the schemas, I made this to required. Okay, so for now temporarily we can just reset that back to not required. So we can go to our server, and within our models, within our product model, we can probably um, we have the Vesa image, so we can just remove this and now probably try it once again. Mm, did we update the product? Are we making any request? Yeah, so we are actually updating the product. I'm not sure. So let's check our particular product if it is updated or not. Yeah, it is updated. For some reason, I didn't see the toast message. So we have all of the like fields that we specified in the names, right? So let's go to our home page and also see. So we at the moment we do not have the image since we removed the constraint over there. So we have the test product and all of this information. Okay, that is updated. So so everything looks good. So yeah, so I guess now we can go ahead and handle the error part, and also the is loading. We can show a spinner. So let's finish that up, and let's move to the next video. So back to our product edit screen. So we can right now go right below this button where we are clicking on update product. So we can open our expression and say if update, sorry, if loading update, then we want to show a spinner. So let's auto import that, and now let's have a look. So the error we have already handled, I guess. So sometimes I get confused. So I don't think we need this error thing. Okay, so everything looks good now. Let's test this for one final time. So I'm going back to this particular product. Let's edit this. So we created two sample products in our last video. So let's edit that one, and let's also call this test product 2, and let's give the description, and let's click on update product. Hopefully this time it should work and show us a toast message. Hmm, come on, my laptop is very slow these days. So click on update product. It shows us the spinner, but we do not see any toast message for some reason. um, let's have a look anyways. So we can go to the network tab and we see the success status. So we have done that, and let's go to our home screen and see that. So we have the test product too. Okay, same like the one which we created. So I don't know why the reason we are not seeing the toast message, and also we are not being navigated to the products list screen. Okay, I don't know why. So maybe because we need to probably call this refetch right below this. So let's shift this below, and now let's try it once again. So I'm going to call this test product 3 and hit update product. Yeah, there we go. So maybe that was the reason we weren't seeing this toast message, and for some reason we are not being navigated to this particular page. Maybe we need to call this refetch right at the last. So let's try this once again. Yeah, so that works. So sometimes we need to know, right, what is actually going wrong. So it's good to make errors. So this refetch has to be in the last. So only if you just try and test it out, you will get to know where you're going actually wrong, right? So I hope right now it's everything clear and everything is working fine. So in the next video, we will be handling this image field. Okay, so we need to install a third-party package called Multer in order to handle all these kind of file uploads. So you will be having another product, okay, or feature in your toolbox, so that you can implement this in your future projects. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that next.